Also, expect Regal and Angle to get involved somewhat in their, feud together. Now on to some bigger news. WrestleMania, April 1st, I believe. There have been reports made about the huge events that will be taking place at WrestleMania 2001. Many reports have claimed that HBK will return for one final match in the WWF. There have been several clues given to us to show that this may happen. One of those being that Jim Ross made it clear in his weekly column, The Ross Report, that Shawn Michaels is in talks with the WWF for one final match. If Shawn does come back, I would most likely make it confirmed, almost set in stone, that it would probably be at WrestleMania 2001. Also, it would be HBK in his final bout. Recent reports have said that HBK would return a few weeks before WrestleMania 2001. Please, guys, don't talk while I'm doing the news. Thank you.
I wanted to know who HBK was.
The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Forgive him. Triple H has had a large history with Shawn, and they go back years, and it would be a great match to have those go head-to-head. Expect more to evolve in coming weeks. I'm going to send you now over to my tag team partner, Chuck Gregory, with some news on the XFL.
Okay, thank you very much, Dan. The World Football League lasted 2 years. The United States Football League lasted 4 years. Both leagues lost hundreds of millions of dollars. Virtually no one watches the European League. No one cares about Europeans. They have American-style football. Can the XFL break through the league's dominance to match the NFL's dominance? Well, we'll soon find out. Now, if you look at this over here, you have the XFL. Now, like you have National Football League, well, this doesn't count for anything. XFL just means extreme football. Starting on February 3rd, there will be 8 teams across America's heartland that will have almost $1 million in revenue behind them to put 468 football players that couldn't make it in the NFL, were turned down for maybe they had families, they couldn't take time away, they just broke their leg, their arm, they're all healed, they're ready to go. There'll be 8 teams, and they're all in major markets. Here are the names of the 8 teams. There's the New Jersey, New York Hitmen, the Chicago Enforcers, the Memphis Maniacs, the LA Extremes, the Las Vegas Outlaws, the Orlando Rage, the Birmingham Bolts, and the San Francisco Demons. Now, what do they have that the United States Football League didn't have? What do they have that the World Football League didn't have? They have heart. The other football leagues were based on money. These guys, 468 of them, are going on pure instinct. This is their last shot to give you an attempt to watch real football, blood and guts football. This isn't based on money. You're not going to have some star out there for $500,000. The salary's $45,000 per player. Quarterbacks get $60,000 and kickers get $25,000. What you have is a no fair catch rule? No, you don't have that. When the other team punts the ball and some guy down the end is going to kick it, that gentleman is on his own. If he catches the ball, he's got to survive. That rule was put in the NFL about 1989 to protect the players. Many people thought that it was put in to protect franchise players. You don't want a guy who's getting $2.5 million to stand and smile on television getting hurt on a kickoff. Well, that's not going to happen in the NFL. Vince McMahon, he's not dumb. You may not like him, but he's not dumb. He has signed on with Dick Ebersol and NBC. Most of the games are going to be on NBC, but a lot of them are going to be on the UPN and the WB. Fox opted out of the whole deal, but NBC is going to be the winner. Now let me tell you about that. CBS, ABC, and Fox, they bid close to $1 billion 2 years ago to broadcast the NFL, and NBC opted out because they couldn't make any money on it. Well, here's the bottom line. NBC just gave Vince McMahon $100 million and the broadcast rights to 24 games. Well, Vince McMahon, he went over and he guaranteed them his $100 million. The league cannot fail in the first year. The only thing they need is a 4.5 rating. Now, a 4.5 rating on network is nothing. That wouldn't even place it in the top 95 programs. On cable, that makes it the #1 program on cable. Now, let me tell you about revenue. On NBC, if you make $3 million an hour with your ratings program, that doesn't even pay for Frasier. $3 million on NBC, $3 million on the WB or the UPN network is an absolute gold mine. If that's what they can achieve, they will have an unrequited runaway success. The XFL, they don't make any pretenses. They don't want to beat the NFL. They don't even want to beat women's basketball. They just want to put on the air something that you will watch for 30 games over a 10-week season. And I'm telling you right now, a 4.5 rating, we can do it. So can they. And now, back to Iron Mike. Now, back to Iron Mike.
We're back with Iron Mike. Well, folks, Ken Shamrock is heavily speculated to be returning to the World Wrestling Federation prior to February's pay-per-view entitled No Way Out. The WWF, I cannot do the news with the hand gestures, with the back talking.
I'm blowing my nose, do the news.
The WWF are yet to meet with Shamrock in person to discuss his return to the Federation, but contact of some nature between the two sides has taken place. Preliminary reports suggest that Shamrock will be paired in a high-profile angle with Chris Jericho as a follow-up to their feud back in September 1999. In reality, Shamrock left the Federation to pursue his roots back in the UFC and other such promotions. Despite reports, Ken is still very much under contractual obligations to the Federation, as he was sanctioned with an extended leave of absence from the Federation so that he could achieve other things outside the WWF. The World Wrestling Federation is holding an audition for the great Larry Zbyszko as a color commentator. They think it is possible that he could become another on-air role, possibly squeezing him in between the King and Jerry Lawler on Monday Night Raw. It is said that he has a better chance of getting hired than Bobby the Brain Heenan, who I have to say is one of my favorite commentators. There are numerous websites out there, folks, and I mean numerous, that have some of Bobby Heenan's great one-liners. Look for it. It's out there. Blow my nose.
Huh?
What?
No, we're going to video in just a moment, but now you said the word contractual. Can you spell the word contractual?
C-O-N-T-R-A-C-T-U, as in you are going to be weeping, A-L. Contractual.
Thank you. You are a millionaire. We are now going to videotape.
Good Lord. Get me off the set.
Narrow that down to just a half a dozen to attend their brutal training camp, and maybe out of that half dozen, 2 or 3 will survive to have one match.
Yeah. How'd you like that, knocking on your hotel room door about 6 o'clock in the morning?
Please, Bull Nakano is in many ways similar to Big Van Vader, and we're not talking about just looks. She happens to hold world's titles in U.S., Japan, and Mexico during her career, much as Vader has, and we see Nakano start off with the offense with Hokuto.
Hokuto and Bull Nakano double teaming here. Yoshida in a lot of trouble. Toyota in there. We got all 4 ladies in there now. The referee's got his hands full.
Oh, double clothesline by Nakano sends both Toyota and Yoshida reeling.
Bull Nakano probably, without question, the strongest of the 4 women in the ring. I think Toyota possibly the fastest. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that clothesline?
Clotheslined her right out of her boots. Nakano right at the 200-pound mark with quite a weight advantage over Toyota.
All right, now Toyota feeling like she just got hit by a Dodge Ram. Nakano very aggressive, spends a lot of time on the hair. Nice move by Toyota. Toyota so fast, makes her way up to the middle. Turnbuckle comes off. She didn't quite get the kicks.
Missile drop kick attempt, and now nails her this time right in the chest.
Toyota with a cover, referee in position, getting about a 2 count. Pretty tough to get an early count like that on an athlete as tough as Bull Nakano. Yoshida in there now. Yoshida picking up where Toyota left off. Bull Nakano coming off the ring, sets up, running clothesline. Tag, no, didn't see the tag.
Big power slam, and now a chance for Hokuto off the top with the splash.
Great tag team action there. Both of these women obviously know each other very well. Perfect execution and timing here. Yoshida coming up the ropes, took a kick right to the jaw.
Even our ladies are trained in martial arts.
I guess so. Trained in wrestling too, as that was a vicious pile driver.
Short pile driver by Hokuto gets just a 2 count. Hokuto to the wrestling fans is known as the Dangerous Queen as far as nicknames go. Among the wrestlers, they call her the Mummy as she tries for what looks like she's going to set her up for the Rito Romero special.
Well, the Dangerous Queen just attacked the hamstrings and then heading up now. She is going for a submission here.
And rocks back into the upside-down surfboard move. That is the Rito Romero special. Hokuto, among the wrestlers, is known as the Mummy because of so many injuries she's had. She seems to be taped from head to toe before each match.
I can see why, with action like this. I'd want to own stock in Johnson & Johnson. Bull Nakano now. Again, going for the submission. Toyota rather helpless on the outside. She'd love to make a tag here. The referee's definitely in control of the action. And again, a submission attempt by Bull Nakano. This time Toyota, she can't take it anymore. She steps in. Referee sends her out.
Something, ain't they?
Well,
Hey, X-Men.
I don't think there's something, but you know, I got to tell you something.
I can imagine.
I can't believe that every week I'm subjected to this kind of skullduggery, if you will. Here I am. I'm afraid if I get any closer. There's an old cliche out there, sports fans. You can't make a racehorse out of a jackass, but get a gander at this guy. What the hell are you tonight? Are you running into Preakness? Do you know what the boys at AmVets Post 90 are going to say?
No, what are they going to say?
They're going to say you're a horse's ass. But they know that, but you got to come in looking like one? Now, what the hell is this all about?
I don't look at you
This
with the
isn't...
mask.
Let me tell you
take
something.
your mask off.
You wait a
I
minute.
take my head off.
Just a second, you oxymoron, you bottom feeder. I can't believe it. What stable are you from?
I think this is
You know what? I'm at a loss for words, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to get locked up.
By who?
All right? By who? By anybody with a net.
Well,
Believe me, do you actually go around with a horse's head on you? I mean,
X-Man.
when's the last time you saw your dentist?
Well, this is what... You know
Are
that
you
guy,
all
Chuck
right?
Gregory, you got...
Oh, my
You know
God.
that guy you got doing the news, Gregory?
The news was great. We started out fine. What the hell happened?
Gregory said, I want you to be out of or in
What? In Vogue?
vogue.
You don't even know how to spell Vogue. You're not in Vogue. You're a moron. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what. You look like Richard Shreve. That's who you look like.
Richard Treef.
Well, he's got the same profile, same beak like you.
How can you see my beak?
Can you eat an apple through the picket fence?
Can
I bet you can. This is supposed to be a wrestling show.
Well,
What do we
then-
got here?
then I
we
think-
got P.T. Barnum sitting here
Well-
with a horse's head on him.
I think then they should put the camera on you,
Hey.
and I'll leave.
Let me tell you something. There's an old cliche out there,
Yes.
pal. If you're not the lead horse, the view from behind is all the same. That applies to you. I'm going to tell you. Big happenings in the world of
All
pro
right,
wrestling,
go ahead.
horse's head.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
What
getting
is it?
tired of calling you a horse's ass because you know that anyway. All right? I got to tell you something.
Go ahead, tell me.
Big time Sunday night ECW pay-per-view was a fantastic show.
I was there.
It's getting worse and worse
I was there.
to become a and not in that you weren't.
No,
Although
of
maybe
course
you
not.
were there or that. It's getting to be tougher and tougher to be a professional wrestler. If you saw the fighting that went on Sunday night,
if you saw the antics, if you saw what was going... You know, when we went to Worcester that one time, and we were up on the first floor, well, not the first floor, remember we went to the balcony?
You talking to me?
And, no, I'm talking to the horse's ass. You know when I said we went up to the balcony?
Yes.
Here's where we're at. Here's where we're at. We're on about... They're now up 2 balconies. Could we talk you into some sugar? You look a little hungry. I'm going to tell you something. Who thought this up anyway? Get a hold... I want my... I'm out of this. I'm telling you. This is my last show.
Let's talk wrestling.
Let me tell you something.
Let's talk a little bit about the Royal
The
Rumble.
boys at the Amvets, post 60 in your town, Fall River, all right?
For Riva.
Well, I'm going to tell you who they are.
For River.
They watched ECW, and they said it's the best show they've ever seen in their life. I don't think so. However, it's a possibility. Maybe. Here's what it is. You got that moron, the Tallahassee Lassie down there. By the way, they're all pool sharks. You got the Tallahassee Lassie, all right? You got Jimmy the Cricket. These are all real people you got to watch, believe me.
Any
You
of the
got,
wrestlers?
you got Joe Ramos, lost in space, all right? Oh, yeah. And you got Don the Hitman Rogers. Now, I'm going to tell you something. They're all telling me that it's the greatest wrestling they've ever seen. They loved, you know who was there?
Who was there?
Everybody but me and you. That's
Really?
who was there.
Where? You're talking about at
but-
ECW, the last match?
You weren't there. Don't tell me you were there. You wouldn't buy a ticket. They wouldn't give you a
They
ticket.
gave me a
Not with
ticket.
that head on. Well, I got to tell you something. Talk about a hangover. You must have a beauty. All right? What are you drinking anyway? Schnapps? You know, what happened? What happened? No kidding. Really? Hey, I'm always on. Brush my hair back? Oh, thank you. I'm going to tell you, you look a little bit... Holy toad. Put the horse's face back on. You look better. Brian, isn't he a cocker? Huh? What happened? I don't know. He looks terrible. He looked pretty good before. Well, I got to tell you something. We go through this every week. I mean, you know, I got the pool sharks from the Amvets Post 90 watching the show tonight.
You think I can get Chuck's
let me
hairspray to
finish.
fix my hair?
You don't ever want those guys to come here with cue sticks in their hands, mister. I'll tell you that now, because that's a rough gang down there. Be careful. That Tallahassee Lassie used to be known as Miami Bob. Tough name.
That
Good
was
tag team.
Miami Bob.
That was It's now called Tallahassee Lassie.
Oh, I remember the Miami
Greatest
Bob.
pool player since Minnesota Fats.
Okay. Now,
Joe-
let's get into wrestling.
Joe Ray, big wrestling fan, former manager of none other than
The Hulk?
Bull Curry.
She
Remember
was
Bull
just
Curry?
on.
Who's on?
Curry was just
no,
on.
that's Bull McConnell.
Oh, that's Bull Nakano.
Right?
Oh, that was
You mean the broad with the shellacked hair?
Yeah, yeah, right,
Love that. She goes surfing, you know.
Does she?
Oh, absolutely. All you have
That's
to
your
take a
surfboard.
look at it. By the way, I'd like to compliment Chuck Gregory on the great job he did on News,
Yes.
XFL,
Yes.
which I think is going to be a monumental flop. But what the hell?
You think
You know,
XFL is going to be a
Monumental
flop?
flop.
That's as much
Nah.
as you know about
It'll
business.
go good in Australia.
I'm
all right?
on Chuck's
You'd go
side.
good in Australia. There's a plane leaving. Be on it. If you know
I'm
what
with
I mean.
XFL.
Get my drift?
I think Chuck is right.
Chuck
It's going
is
to
right.
make it.
Chuck is right.
Absolutely.
Chuck Gregory is right.
It is going to make it big because if it can do it in the first year, it'll be around forever. And the first year, everybody's going to be watching it. Jesse the Body's going to be the commentator.
You mean the governor of Minnesota?
Just for that. Just
Well-
for that, people will be watching to see what he can do.
Are you going to be watching?
What's that little thing on the table, by the way? There's a piece of paper on the table with a little, what do you call it? What is all of that? What is going on here? What do you got? What is that?
It says, I saw Chuck Gregory kissing Santa Claus.
Oh,
I saw Chuck Gregory walking around the pool with, the parking lot, with something, with an orange dog. An orange dog. You know, this show's wacky.
maybe you're right. You know something?
There's something wrong with
maybe
you.
you're right about...
Gregory is nuts. We know that. You are right. You should be bed partners. Not bedpan partners. Bed partners. All right?
So you saw Chuck walking around with a yellow dog?
No, an orange dog.
Oh, an orange dog. Oh, that makes
I'm
sense.
not going to call the cops. I'm not going to call them.
But let's
It's not
get
my
back.
thing.
I believe that Chuck is right. I believe the XFL is going to make it and make it big.
It is.
I think people are going to watch it. They're going to see something that's different than normal professional football. And you know something? He was right. Guy waiting for the ball gets punted. He's going to be standing in the middle of the field, and 11 gigantic guys weighing about a ton in total coming at him, and he can't wave it off. He's got to take the ball, and he's got to try.
How many professional wrestlers do you think are going to be in the XFL?
In the XFL, I imagine there'll be a few.
You're nuts. Are you
I
all
am, huh?
right? Listen, let me tell you, your elevator don't go all the way to the roof. That's for sure.
You believe...
How come you haven't asked me about this?
Well, I was asking you before. What is
Yeah?
that little seat there? What is that?
Well, that's a Barney Frank stool. That was...
Barney Frank stool?
That was... Yes.
Well, I don't
that
get
was-
it. Give me the reason that's a
Well,
Barney
it's a
Frank-
trophy. It's a trophy.
Oh,
It was awarded to me
yes.
for,
Yeah.
if you will, being prompt and plump at ceremonies when I was a guest speaker.
Really?
Yes.
Where?
I don't have to tell you.
Well, I'd like to know where you get speaking. You got
This
a
was-
Barney Frank stool.
That is correct. And you sit on this Barney Frank stool
Do you have any stools of your own?
while you're eating your Barney Frank hot dogs.
Get rid of the stool.
Take the
Say
stool.
goodbye. Get
Goodbye,
rid of the
stool. Good.
Unbelievable. Let's get
Oh,
back
my
to
God.
wrestling.
Yes, I wish we would.
Listen, let's get back to the
Anyway.
XFL.
We'll go back to that.
Oh, we'll go back to that in a minute. We got a director walking around here with a stool in his hand.
Right? Well, as long as it's in his hand.
God. Anyway, I understand tonight, aside of wrestling, I'm supposed to play Captain Kangaroo because we got the Flair Bear is here.
The Flair Bear's here? With
Well, the
us?
Flair Bear...
With us
Yeah,
tonight?
and you're not going to play Mr. Green Jeans either, brother. It's bad enough I look like Captain Kangaroo. But anyway, the Flair Bear's here, and the Flair Bear is going to do a weather report.
Really? She
Well,
come
the
here
Flair-
now?
Yeah, well, she
Oh,
can
can
come
I
in
wait
anytime.
until I see her? I
If
missed
you
her.
stop talking, you moron, the Flair
okay.
Bear for the kids wants to come down and do a little weather report up from Canada.
Yeah.
Very cold up in Canada.
Very cold.
You know, and we always like to have the Flair Bear here, don't we, Iron Mike?
I
I think it's a nice thing
So
for
the
the young
Flair
kids.
Bear is
So that
coming-
I've got a Flair Bear's right here. Look at this. Here's
give
the
us
Flair Bear right here. Give the microphone.
Microphone.
Give the
Oh,
microphone.
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 Where's the mic?
Microphone. All right, where's the mic? The Flair Bear is here on
Here we are.
wrestling.
I'm going to get you the microphone.
On wrestling, head to head. You know what? Call 911. Believe me, we don't have a chance here. Get the microphone.
Coming up.
You know what?
Up, boss.
Oh, God almighty. You don't take Geritol, do you? Why do you want to put the microphone on? You're going to do the weather show from up there, aren't you? Don't sit down near me. I hang around enough bad people. You wanted to sit down? You're kidding me. In that suit? I got a horse's ass next to me. Now I got a Flair Bear near me. You got to be kidding me. This is all wrestling? This is... The guys in post-ambits 60 will not... They'll never let me live this down. Flair Bear!
How are you,
All
Flair
right.
Bear?
Good evening, Flair Bear. God, I love... Nice beak. Hey.
Canadian brew.
Nice
Ooh,
beak.
nice beak.
Tell you, yeah.
Wet with my horse's
All right,
beak.
Flair Bear, give us all right, now give us a report on what's going on with the weather, because tomorrow's going to be a tough day for me, so
Well.
give me the weather for tomorrow.
Been doing my research.
Go ahead.
I know my weather.
Yep.
And
You don't bite, do you?
no.
Oh, just checking.
She wouldn't bite you.
I haven't had my rabies shot.
Imagine if she bit you.
I haven't had my rabies.
Whoa.
You moron.
I only bite certain people.
Just bite certain people. Whoa, then you're in good
All
shape.
right, all right.
Oh, her microphone. She bites and
Hold it
mic.
for her.
All right, I'll hold it. How's that?
All right, here's your weather report.
Well,
What's it going to be tomorrow?
Well, not so much tomorrow, but I want to do the winter report.
The winter report?
Okay, the winter
All
report.
right, give us the winter
I
report.
don't do daily reports. I do the
Okay.
winter report.
What are you going to do on winter report tomorrow?
It will snow.
It will snow. All
will
right.
snow.
I like that.
Okay.
I mean,
On
who-
some days,
Hey,
it
listen.
will snow.
You don't call that Miss Cleo, do you? With the tarot cards?
No.
All right.
Too expensive.
Well,
Those
too
900
expensive.
numbers.
How does she know it's going to snow?
I don't know. That's what I asked her.
Yeah, what about the other days?
Go ahead.
What will it do?
Go ahead.
There are
Next
other
one.
days. I'm having trouble with my paw.
Well, I'll help you. Oh,
You don't bite your nails, do
look
you?
at this.
Other days,
All right.
it will not snow.
It will not snow on other
All
days.
right, it won't snow. Okay,
All
that's
right?
fine. Good.
And what about the rest of the
What
weather?
about
Would
the
you
rest
like
of
to
the
know a little about the atmospheric pressure?
Yeah, I'd like to know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Whoa.
Pressure.
Oh,
Hey,
the
it
atmospheric.
will be cold.
It will be
It will
cold,
be
she
cold
said.
Some days.
Yeah, it's like
And
my
what-
In
girl-
winter.
And what about the other days, what it'll be?
like my
It will
girlfriend.
not be as cold.
It will be.
You know what? We got a head start here to the nut house. I'll tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. We're on our way.
And this.
Somebody call the cops. I got to tell you something. This is not
Hey,
the
Fair
show
Bear.
that I was contracted to do. And I got to tell you, who are you people? All right, what
What?
you got?
Did you?
Else, you want to know anything?
I don't know. I mean, what do you do for an encore? Pull horseshoes out of your beak? What are you kidding? We got people behind us, in front of us. What's going on anyway here?
Well, listen, Fair Bear,
You
in
know,
all
hey,
honesty,
hey.
Fair Bear,
She talks about pressure. You talk about pressure, big hunk. Oh, I gotta call
you talking about
What a
atmospheric
handsome
pressure?
looking. Hey,
What do you?
call here the big bow wow.
Whoa, the big bow. Now, what do you want to say
I
about
wanna know one
atmospheric
thing.
pressure?
Are you a male or female bow wow?
Well, we'll never know.
You can't tell.
Well, you sit next to the
parking
room.
lot with
Hey,
Mr. Gregory.
you're kidding. Was that big Great Dane chasing you? I thought so. That's what
Now,
they call Gregory.
let's get
the
back
Great
to that
Dane.
atmospheric pressure. What did you
Talking
wanna-
about pressure.
Yes.
Not too long ago on TV, I was on, you know, the show called You Asked For It.
Really?
That wasn't too long
Who asked
ago.
for you?
Christ, dinosaurs were walking the earth when that was on, all right?
Okay.
Anyway, many people have asked just how powerful is the X-Man? The X-Man! You want to know how powerful I am? Sit
How
down,
powerful are
moron.
you?
Who let him in? You got a ticket?
Who are you just talking to?
Here we go. I am, without a doubt, the strongest man in the world. When I was asked, could I crush a pineapple in my hand? Of course. Could I break a coconut with this hand?
Could you?
Of course. And not too long ago in a restaurant,
Yes.
when I was with the great Hulk Hogan, I
Yes.
was asked,
What were you
the
at?
show, will you let me finish, you moron, you monkey, you a
The director told me I was supposed to ask.
All right.
So I'm
Don't
asking.
listen to him. Just
You
a
almost
second.
done?
I
Why, you
actually
getting warm?
took a 32-ounce bottle, if you will, of ketchup, and I thought about Chief Jay Strongbow, and I thought about Pedro Morales.
Yes.
And when I got done
Yes.
thinking about him,
Yes.
the 32-ounce bottle of ketchup was
Wow.
this big. How's that,
Wow.
Brad? And many people talk about, if you will, let
Wow.
me show you something else.
Wow. Yeah, my hand's getting tired holding this microphone.
Many people
Yeah.
ask me about
How
the
many
XFL.
people? How many?
Many people.
Many.
Many people. Ask me about many.
Many.
Ask me about the XFL. I could have played in the FXL. I mean the XFL.
XFL.
I could have played in the FL.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I could have played in the
The
Triple X
NFL,
too.
you mean?
As a matter of fact, I've been in a couple of Triple X's myself. But anyway, when Steve Grogan asked me to teach him,
Steve Grogan
the great Steve
from the
Grogan
Patriots?
asked the X-Man to teach him
Yes.
how to throw a football.
What?
I made Grogan what he is today.
Tell me more.
I couldn't handle it because
Tell me
as
more.
the intensity built up, the minute I got the football,
What happened? What happened?
that's what it came to. I came that big. I'm too strong. That's what I keep telling you. Look at that thing. How do you pass that?
It will not be too cold.
No, I got to tell you something. That's my girl on a picnic. She keeps telling me that. It won't be too cold. I said, I hope not, honey. Believe me. Anyway, are we getting back to wrestling? Don't touch that.
Well,
Yeah, so long, Flair Bear. Keep it in your knickers, kid. You know.
What
I
was
can
that
say,
again?
We got a dog that looks like a bear, all yellow. Oh, you call that old yellow? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You come in with a horse's head on, you know. We got the great rock picture behind us.
Wow.
We have, if you will, and here we are. This is nuts. When did we start dancing? As a matter of fact, Gregory is trying to introduce a wet T-shirt contest here tonight. He's looking for contestants, so be careful. Anyway, did you see The Rock on WWF Monday night? Did you see Raw?
Oh, yeah.
This guy sees Raw snoozing, right? In
I
his
saw
dreams,
Raw.
He sees Raw.
A couple of movies were on television afternoon
Stone
time.
Cold Steve Austin looks worse, badder, and tougher than he ever did in his life. Okay? The Rock, I got to tell you, he's being inundated with all kind of movie offers. Cereal companies want him to endorse the product. It's amazing what's happening in the world of professional wrestling as opposed to many, many years ago. Now, the film that you were watching, if you look at the Japanese wrestlers, the hell is that? That traffic cop from New York?
You know what I think he was trying to tell us? There's a movie.
Get up! Anyway,
There's
all right, we're going to be going to a tape to continue the wrestling show from the NWA that we did in Pyongyang, North Korea, because the matches are unequal. Let's go to the tape, or believe me, you guys are done.
Oh, you
I
were there.
will personally fire you guys. Get the tape. Who goes first?
No, he doesn't want that.
Wrestling. And I think Hashimoto could probably take more physical abuse than probably any three other wrestlers combined. And he's going to have to be able to take it in there with Scott Norton, because Norton can dish it out.
These two have a history together in matches for the IWGP Championship. previous meetings saw Norton wrestle actually against doctor's orders. He had an arm injury going into the match. Hashimoto used that to his advantage to gain the win the last time that they wrestled.
You know, and look at the power of Scott Norton. I mean, you put Scott Norton in a full Nelson. It's a great move on paper, not such a great idea in real life.
I think if there was ever an even or a picket matchup, this is it. You have Hashimoto's size, which almost neutralizes so many of Norton's power moves. On the other hand, you have Norton's size and just his overall thickness that neutralizes Hashimoto's offense of those kicks to the chest.
Did
What a
you
maneuver.
see that?
Whoa.
I mean, wow. That looks like something you saw on a busy street in Los Angeles. You know, some guy crossing on a red light. Bam! But I think, Mr. Ishikawa, this is going to be a great example. In fact, this is our first example to see an American and a Japanese. And it looks to me like the American wrestler, Scott Norton, putting on a fine display of physical superiority.
Early on, you know, we're talking about endurance. We're talking about different aspects of training, as you said earlier. And you can see that Mr. Hashimoto has a sumo type of trained body. And Scott Norton, he's got a lot of bumps.
Well, I'll be sure, you know, next time I see Scott, I'll be sure to pass that along to him. I'm sure he'd like to.
Well, I didn't mean anything negative by that.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Scott Norton. Face for the collar and elbow hookup. You saw it. Hashimoto thought he was going to go for the collar and elbow hookup, left his midsection exposed. Norton took advantage of it. Quick thinking on the part of the American wrestler, Scott Norton. This is a game of chess. You know, a lot of people think wrestling is nothing but just brute force and physicality, but this really is a game of chess. There's a lot of strategy involved.
Well, I think this is Mr. Hashimoto's part of rope-a-dope. Like Muhammad Ali being here and everything. I think he's trying to do his version of it.
We'll find out. Looks to me like he just got flattened. I mean, can you imagine a 350-plus pound Scott Norton coming at you full bore while you're pinned in the corner and then putting the boots to you on top of it?
Norton's certainly in control here in the early going.
One of the things that I've noticed about Scott Norton, you know, I was with him in the AWA when he first started. He took a big boot there to the face. And here we're getting a look at Shinya Hashimoto's back leg round kick to the middle of the section. That one caught Scott Norton right on the point of the chin. Norton goes down. You don't see that too often. Big Scott Norton taken off his feet with a back leg round kick.
Jump spin wheel kick. One of the great martial art moves.
Tremendous martial arts move, but it was a running jump spin wheel kick. So you've got the velocity of the run, you've got the centrifugal force of the spin, and you got the heel of that foot, or the boot in this case, right underneath your ear, and that will take you out. And then Hashimoto going for the armbar. And again here, now look at this, perfect example. You got three pressure points here. You've got the shoulder, you've got the elbow, and you've got the wrist.
Some background on Hashimoto. He's 29 years old, already 11 years as a pro under his belt, just right at the 300-pound mark. In addition to training with the New Japan organization, he also received some North American training in Canada and went to the same camp as Brian Pillman of WCW, as well as Chris Benoit, Wild Pegasus, who we saw earlier.
We all set? We're doing fine. We're all set. I know we're on. I'm all set. What difference does it make?
The camera. Hi, Chuck Gregory here.
Welcome back to Wrestling Head to Head.
My turn. And Mr. Rex over here. And this is Wrestling Head to Head to Head to Iron Mike. And we were just discussing
What the hell has he got on now? What has he got on now this morning?
nothing. That's what he looks like.
I mean, you know something? That's what he looks like in the morning when he doesn't brush his teeth. This guy he looks like a proctologist.
You know, I've thought about quitting this, and this is one of the reasons why.
But look at him. How the hell do you want me to come on and do wrestling, talk about wrestling when you got this moron with all these masks on?
When I was drinking,
He's making fun of me, isn't
I
he?
look just like that. I really did.
Oh, that's a hell of a hangover.
That's a hell of a head.
Out there. That's a Tallahassee Lassie hangover.
What's that?
Oh, boy. That's an eagle beak. I don't even want to talk to him. I don't know him, don't want to know him. You got to be kidding. Take it off, you dumbbell.
Well, where are we? Are we in the center one here?
Doesn't matter. There's cameras
Well,
everywhere.
from
Look out
Wrestling
now.
Head to Head to Head to Iron Mike, we'd like to express our thanks to all the cards that we got over the holiday season. And
Correct.
we hope that, we got a ton of them. And we'd like to hope that all of you out there and your families had wonderful Christmases and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. And we hope that in 2001, your new year is prosperous and happy.
You're full of beans.
Okay, we don't. But besides that, we had to tolerate, we're the professional.
No, we had to
I'm
tolerate.
the doctor of wrestling, the
No.
wrestling professor. He's Mr. X. from
We
Constantinople.
had to tolerate
This is a Jewish guy.
him.
We don't know.
He's Jewish?
Look at him.
Yeah, you're right. He is
Okay, he is Jewish. We're going to talk about our family album.
Don't go to Lebanon, kid.
Oh,
Better stay out of them Arab
I hope he
countries.
feels better.
Where's Kathy Assad? Remember she tried to convert me?
I think-
Trying to sing me them lousy Christmas songs? Knows
did
the way I feel about Christmas? I hate those songs. I told her that. And then I said to you, don't bring me on the show if you're going to start singing White Christmas Jingle Bells and all that other junk. And that's just what you did. You're in violation of my contract, Gregory, and you're going to pay for it.
Okay, get out. Now, on this here, can we zoom in on this? Do we have zoom ability?
What do you got, your family photos?
No, they're going to zoom in on this, if they could. This is a photo of Mr. X's family ice skating down at Government Center.
This?
Oh, there's no one there. Never mind. Okay, this is a photo of Mr. X's new car. It's a 1986 minivan. Never mind. All right, let's get serious. This is a photo of my brother, Jeff Gregory. It has nothing to do with wrestling, but it may save our lives because Jeff, a scholar in his own right, my kid brother, is now the president of the Fall River Police Association.
Hell, he's
So-
not. I seen his face on a wanted bulletin in a post office.
It used to be, it no longer
One of
is.
those guys that escaped from that Texas prison not too long
And
ago. It looked
this
just
photo
like
here,
him.
where is it? This
Where's
photo
George?
here, go back one more time. This is Christine Tagg.
The hell is that?
T-A-G-U-E, Tagg. She is the new financial officer for the city of Fall River. So isn't that great?
We ain't broke enough.
Now here you have, if you get arrested, call my brother.
Oh,
if you need
man.
a loan, call Christine Tagg. So you have it made.
I
Now,
like you,
You
pal.
never
I
have
like-
photos like that.
I
Never.
know, huh?
You never have family photos
Get the
like that.
camera ready. Here we go. I like Killer Kowalski.
What?
I'm also a photography.
Shut up! He's talking!
Shut your mouth, you geek. Only a geek would wear something like that, you
God.
chicken eater. Watch this.
How's my hair?
Let me tell you something. This is a picture of the new group of midget wrestlers that Vince McMahon is going to put on in the XFL. A guy's name, well, he's a new midget wrestler. They call him Sky Low Blow. His name is Eddie Lambert. I think he used to be the mayor of Fall River. Yes, well, anyway.
He's into
got-
miniature
Yeah,
wrestling.
he's into something.
Okay, we're all off the air.
All
But
right,
anyway,
now this one here, definitely.
Good.
That's one of those guys that escaped from that Texas penitentiary. He's one of the 7. Take a look at that face and that profile.
Oh.
You gotta be kidding me.
Most wanted.
This wanted?
Most wanted.
Are you kidding me?
Nobody wants him.
Everybody is looking for this guy.
I have a
think that-
household tip.
I think that
Household-
Kelly wants
wait a
him.
minute. Household-
Whoa.
If you have a photo of someone with a pointed chin, a nice nose, large eyebrows, and
Yeah.
his ears stick out, and has a full head of hair,
Get rid of
right.
him.
watch out for him. 'Cause
The only thing missing on this guy is a black uniform with an SS symbol on it. And now
Where's your family photo?
I'm
You
gonna,
don't have
I'm gonna,
anything.
now I'm gonna get up and show you now. I'm gonna take a walk over here.
Go that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this way. And yeah, I'm gonna make sure here that everything is hunky-dory.
Wait a minute.
All right. Tallahassee Lassie, Joe Ray, you better not laugh. I want you to see a picture of Mrs. X. Zoom in right here. All right? Now, take a good look at what she does, because she doesn't have to do anything. I have made so much money in wrestling. My wife
said, well
doesn't
said.
have to do anything except look like a couch potato, and that's what she is. Have you ever been married to a couch potato? You ever gone out with one? They're not easy. They're not easy to skin, brother, believe me. Well, anyway, that's not my wife, you monkey.
Oh my God, that's almost mine.
It is yours, you dog. How did this happen? How can you do this to the X-Man?
Sing a song.
I ain't singing
Sing a
nothing.
holiday
Call
tune.
Kathy Assad, that broad you know,
You know
there.
what?
I don't know where she's from.
You know what?
Hey.
You know what? This has been a complete disgrace tonight. This show tonight has been a disgrace.
Benny, you're a disgrace.
Why am I a disgrace?
I'm here to do wrestling, and you guys got me dancing with a bear and a dog.
Tell me something that happened
Right.
with wrestling over the holidays. Nothing.
Well, I got to tell you something. Wait a
Well,
minute.
it's hard.
Wait 1 second.
What do you-
WCW,
what?
WCW Eagle Beak is making a comeback. They hired Eric Bischoff back.
Yeah.
Okay, he's back. It looks like they got a good lineup of talent. Terry Funk came in. He's going to be good for the WCW. You know,
Terry Funk?
Terry Funk is back. Oh yeah.
He's going to be a referee.
No, he's not going to be a referee. no, he's going to be a bear.
You open the cage.
And
you never
I
know
think
what's coming out.
we're going to see the resurgence of the WCW very, very quickly with Eric Bischoff back in the driver's
You
seat.
said that
No.
5 years ago and you were wrong.
No. This is going to be different because
Am I
they
in the
finally
way?
just wait.
Well,
one
when he
second.
starts
One
saying
second.
about
This guy
WCW.
does this to me every single time we go on the air. Every time we do a show, he does this. All right, I'm going to say this and then I'm leaving.
Say it
I want you to
once.
know.
Where
I'm
are
going
you
to say it
going?
to you. I'm going
To the men's room.
going to the men's room for one thing. All right, but anyway, let me tell you. Oh, by the way, you know what?
Wait a minute. Somebody's taking our photo.
I
Go ahead.
I just want you to know one thing.
Smile.
I'm very careful.
He
because
is. You can't tell with
I
that
am
mask
very
on.
careful. You notice how I squashed that football?
Wow.
I'm very careful. Anyway.
I'm a good-looking guy, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm nearly 60 years old.
All
for
right,
God's
yeah.
sake. Give me a break.
How old are you? 6 years old? Yeah.
60. That's it.
as
But
our
anyway,
official
we want to
announcer.
go to the tape, and we want to see a little more of the action
going to a tape?
that took place in Pyongyang, North Korea.
We're going to a tape?
Yes, we're going to a tape right
Greg,
now,
you're all
or
Take it
you'll,
away!
boys out to the Ambets, wait for the X-Man.
One more time.
All right.
Take it away!
Wrestler of the 20th century, right?
And this indeed was the match that the entire world was waiting for. WCW's own Ric Flair taking on the legend himself, Antonio Inoki. Antonio Inoki, the man who was really instrumental politically and as a promoter in putting this tremendous event on. Had worked on this event for over a year and a half with the government of Korea, the government of Japan, and of course all of us over here at WCW to make this thing happen. And it was a tremendous opportunity to be a part of history. And I can't tell you the feelings that I had being executive with WCW, seeing the nature boy Ric Flair, despite how I may feel about him personally and professionally, making his way into the ring. It was an awesome spectacle.
Historic first ever matchup of these two wrestling legends, and it's a rarity that Ric Flair gives away an experience advantage going into any match, but that actually is the case here against Inoki.
Well, we've seen so much of Ric Flair as of late, and certainly Ric Flair living on the edge. As I said a few moments ago, it's very hard to respect the way he conducts himself inside of the ring. He's taken some real cheap shots recently. Certainly the situation with him and Vader and now Arn Anderson is one of nothing but controversy. But in this match, it was two great athletes, a tremendous amount of experience inside of the ring. And everybody in North Korea knew it. You could feel the excitement. The 190+ thousand people came alive as Antonio Inoki made his way to the ring. And you have to remember, this was the protege of a legend in North Korea by the name of Ricky Dozan. And in the days before this tremendous event, Antonio Inoki and the Korean press went to the gravesite in the birthplace of Ricky Dozan, where Antonio Inoki paid tribute to this great North Korean icon. So the emotions at this point in this contest, while earlier it was a very subdued crowd, right now at this moment, this is one very emotional, very excited, and highly anticipatory crowd in North Korea. You are seeing history before your eyes, and it was great to be a part of it. Kazuo, what was going through your mind, being of Japanese heritage? Certainly the relationship between Japan and Korea has been one that has been strained for a number of years. What was going through your mind?
Well, you know, great Antonio Inoki, utilizing his position and his stardom as a professional wrestler, using professional wrestling to bring barbarian, only known as barbarian type American to North Korea. It's unheard of, and he's using professional wrestling as bridge of peace. And it's a great thing that Mr. Inoki is doing.
And that's one of the things I think we need to point out throughout Pyongyang, North Korea, which is a very big city, a very modern city in North Korea. This was regarded as a festival for peace. This was not a professional wrestling match. A lot of the spectacle that you saw a little bit of earlier on in this pay-per-view, we saw a lot of that over a 3 or 4 day period of time. And this really was a festival for peace. And I think hats off to Antonio Inoki, a man who has great vision and saw that there is a way to bring countries, regardless of their political differences, together through entertainment, through sport, and through understanding. And this certainly was the epitome of that vision.
So many interesting sidebars to this matchup. This actually was Ric Flair's first major bout since his retirement in October of 1994, and we'll see if that ring rust may play a part in this matchup.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that out. I'm not going to talk too much about what happened in this match because we want people to enjoy it, but I can tell you only a few days later following this match, Ric Flair at the top of his game dominated Hiroshi Hase, who is certainly one of the top wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I think Ric Flair really came into his own on this trip. Unfortunately, as we've seen, Ric Flair got back to the United States. The competition getting to him the way that it is, Ric Flair is, well, he is Ric Flair. He hasn't changed a bit.
Amazing to me that this is the first ever matchup between these two wrestling legends, and I'm sure that both men going for the bragging rights at this point.
I think you're going to see better technique and better athleticism of Mr. Inoki here.
I don't know. I have a tendency to disagree with you, and I have a tremendous amount of respect with Mr. Inoki. I've had the opportunity to conduct some interesting business with him, and I've got to say I respect him as a man, I respect him as an athlete, but you can't take anything away from Ric Flair. Ric Flair is a consummate professional, and right now you're seeing Antonio Inoki with a tremendous armbar, and really in a defensive posture, putting that armbar. Usually that's an offensive maneuver. It's a maneuver that an athlete would use to control his opponent. In this case, Antonio Inoki using that armbar in a defensive posture.
We talk about the two wrestling legends in Flair and Inoki. We had mentioned earlier that in attendance is the boxing legend Muhammad Ali. And of course, Inoki very famous in the United States for his 1976 matchup with Muhammad Ali, where the two fought to a 15-round draw.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, in this, during the course of this trip, I had the opportunity to attend several top-level government meetings with the Vice President of Korea, the President of the Asian Pacific Peace Committee. We had several dinners, and I had the opportunity to be with.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back again. You're listening to Wrestling Head to Head to Head to Iron Mike and Flair Bear. What we do here every week is we entertain you with community news and all sorts of good stuff about wrestling on a pro level and an amateur level. But this isn't the only program while I spit on public access. You have the Mayor's Focus on Fall River program. You have Brian Pearson and Roland Martin over here with their in-depth look at area personalities.
What do they call their show?
Television. You also have
No, it's not. It's the buck stops here.
You have Poker Time. You have all sorts of religious programs, and you have other stuff. Excuse me, I'll be right back.
The buck stops here.
The buck stops here.
That was the show that Martineau and the other guy.
The $100 stops here. Two of the biggest people in graft I've ever known. City Council. No. They're great guys. It's an excellent interview program. They don't fool around. They get right down to business.
Hey, somebody wants a soda. Can you change that for me?
Huh? No, I can't.
Whoa, give me it back. Whoa.
As I mentioned, the most important part of this whole program is my name is Chuck Gregory. So anyway, we have a public service announcement. Now, you may have to get up and you may have to zoom in on this. Now, I'm going to look at the monitor for 1 second. There's a photo right there. If anyone here sees any of these people in the community, please call the police department and report where you saw them.
Hey, one of those guys is me.
Don't let the wife or children near them.
Put the horse's head on.
Oh, he has it on. Okay, thank you very much. And now back to the Central.
Hey, give me my money back.
We're going now to Iron Mike, who's going to explain to us why he has so many magazines in the bathroom. And now, Iron Mike.
Good Lord.
Iron Mike.
Don't point at me, please.
Iron Mike.
I have here a couple of one,
Hold it.
of two. Stop it. Just stop it. Of the 25 or so magazines that are out on the newsstands monthly, I focus on these two. This one because it covers my favorite federation, as well as, you know, full color glossies of all your wrestlers. Scotty 2 Hotty, look at that, Too Cool this month in Raw. Huge feature on Taz. The Mummy Return Sweepstakes, which I personally don't, he's drawing stick figures over here. Good Lord. All right, let's see. Yeah, pick up Raw monthly. Subscribe, it's cheaper. Best source of wrestling news, WOW Magazine. This month features 3 different covers. Goldberg, Triple H, and I can't think of the other guy, but oh, there he is. What the? Oh yeah, never mind. Rob Van Dam. He's on the other cover.
Do we get a commission on this book?
We're going to kill
No. But you
I
know,
hope we do.
speaking of commissions, I hope Jim Rose is watching the show tonight from Rose's
Jim
garage.
Rosa saved me the other day. My car was stuck.
I wouldn't
had
doubt
nowhere
it.
to go, and I called a garage. It was Jim Rosa, and Jim Rosa's garage sent the truck up to pick up my truck. They brought it down.
To
It
pick
was
up your
running
truck?
in 1/2 hour. They had to tow it.
No, your truck or his truck?
My truck.
Oh, you got a truck too?
You don't tow Jim Rose's truck. Jim Rose tows you.
That's
Oh.
what I got.
Now, is the truck all right now?
Here it is.
Let's see.
Where are we? Here it is.
Oh my gosh, look
Okay.
at that.
They're still on me. Can you believe that?
Okay,
Put it in
let's
front of him.
switch.
Put it in front of him.
Switch.
Anyway, back to this magazine. Covers
That's it.
everything.
There you go. Now you're doing
This is something that you Edge fans might want to get your hands on. It's a profile of Edge. Fantastic interview. Goes into his childhood with Christian. Age 5 they met. And what's Edge's real name? Trivia question.
What's
Al.
who's
Al.
Adam Copeland.
I was close.
Adam
Had the
Copeland.
That's something like
Folks,
my
this
name.
covers not only wrestling, but a little bit of everything else. There's some music in here. The XFL schedule is in this month's issue. It just goes on. You know, you got bios of every single wrestler, current news. Look, women's section boys.
Oh, let's see that.
Women's section boys, monthly. Lita, China,
Oh,
La
let me
Femme
see that
Chiquita.
China. Show me a picture of China.
China.
Oh, I
China?
want to see China.
It's about
I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Get your money out of the gutter, Gregory!
Well, I don't know, boys.
Well, looks
Well,
like we
this
shot
has
that
really moved
load.
along, and we're so happy that you listen to Iron Mike's magazine section of wrestling head to Iron Mike and Flair Bear. But I believe that we have a videotape that we're going to for about 2 minutes, and then we're all going to be on stage.
No,
We're not going.
we don't have a video.
Len Kaplan will now sing Happy Birthday to Brian Pearson.
Happy birthday to you.
Is it really your birthday today, Brian?
Happy birthday to
It's not his
you.
birthday. Why are you
Happy
singing?
birthday to Brian. Happy birthday to
It's not his birthday.
If the Pearson family was taping that, please play that back on Brian's birthday.
Very good.
Good Lord.
Are we all on stage now? How much time do we have left? Anyone know? Give us a 7.
We have 8 minutes
to go. Everybody come on up. Brian, Flair Bear, come on up. Mr. Rex, come on up. Yeah, right at the end. Right at the end? Okay, Flair Bear, come on up. We're going to do something. I don't know.
Paul Shock, folks.
Flair Bear, get up here or die.
Let's get back to the
Paul Sharp.
XFL.
What are we going to
Chuck,
do? All right,
well,
you want to do the XFL?
Let's get back to XFL.
The XFL.
Are we never going to have another clip?
Do you know what I saw today on TV
minute.
this
We're down
morning?
to 20
NECN Cable News. The XFL blimp down.
There was something that happened today, and
You know
someone
what?
could have seriously got hurt. Now, we always see the Goodyear blimp, and we see the MetLife blimp. I have photographs of a balloon that took place in Westport. One of the guys, and it's a good business, but it came down on a roof off of Slocum Road. And then I have also the MetLife blimp trying to land in a field in Westport because it had trouble. This is the God's honest truth. This is the God's honest truth. And speaking of blimps, Mr. Rex is coming up here. But you never know. What we take for granted on Monday Night Football or during the weekends on Sunday football, those blimps, dirigibles, are trouble if something happens. And you never know.
Look behind you. Take a look behind you.
What
All
a
he
piece
needs
of
is
work.
Snoopy on his butt, and it's the MetLife blimp.
X-Man.
What are you doing?
Would you like to come over here and discuss a little bit about blimps?
Get out.
Ex-man.
Get out.
Ex-man.
We got a clip,
Would you
guys.
like to discuss blimps?
Talk loud. Talk loud. Use my microphone.
Would I like to discuss blimps?
Yeah.
You bring me down here from New York and ask me a stupid question like would I like to discuss blimps?
You are looking at a professional
Let me tell you
television
something,
program.
you oxymoron.
Hey,
You have a clip?
You are so
Ladies and gentlemen,
stupid.
we are all set to go. Shut up. We're all set to
How'd
go.
you
and
like to
take it
die
away.
tonight?
We're going to a clip. Take it away.
Don't say anything. I want to tell you what that was all about.
What?
All right? That was the Talbot School, and that's what they do with kids that fail the MCAS test.
Get
All right?
out of here.
Yeah, they
They
make
just
gymnastics
can't
out
pass
there.
the
Get
MCAS.
away, you dumbbell.
I got the
You're
answer. You know
all
what that-
morons around this place.
You know what that
You're
reminded me of? You know what that...
Stupid.
Okay. You know what that reminded me of?
What?
That action, my ladies in the Miss Senior
Are you
Sweetheart.
crazy? I saw that tape. I saw that whatever you want to call it, come
I'll
on.
call 'em all
I'll
like you
call
did
him.
before.
Come on with a damn broom
on.
handle like something like Spike Jones might have had.
Yeah.
And here she is.
Good, huh?
Are you crazy?
Good. But the actions, the production, the...
What actually, what production? You couldn't hear the sound. And maybe that's good.
Well, maybe you were wearing
All
a mask.
No, I wasn't wearing
I'm
no
done. I
mask.
can't argue with him.
I ain't done. I haven't started yet. Go ahead.
Now,
No,
here's
but
who we are saluting this week.
Who
in the
are we?
Direct salute.
what, who the hell are we saluting?
The people who worked on first night, they got snowed out, cold
Very
out,
good.
everything else. But they're going to do it again this weekend.
2 minutes.
Giving us a rerun. We'll do it next
Very
time.
good.
But nonetheless, let's give a,
Hey.
a 1, 2,
1,
3
2, 3
Ready?
salute.
Ready, guys? Ready?
A 1, 2, 3 salute.
Yeah.
Wait,
No, it's
come
1,
on.
2, 3 salute.
This is for Fall River. 1,
That's the
2,
Ready?
3,
Ready? 1, 2, 3
salute. All
And-
right, very
All
good.
right, yeah.
Oh,
He's nuts.
That was
Don't
hard.
pay attention to
One
him.
more time.
Guy don't know what
We
he's
go
doing.
like
I'm
this,
telling
and then
you,
we
you're a
go.
sick boy.
Ready?
Get
1,
yourself
2, 3,
checked as soon as you
salute.
can.
That was close. If you'd like to purchase pictures
1, 2,
of me,
3 salutes.
they're $1 each. Please
Salute.
send them
Are you
to
That's
crazy?
Hulk Hogan.
What? No, it's not. Send them to the Tribune office at 56 North Main Street, $1 each.
See this guy? You know what he's saying? You know who this is? Who's that?
Roddy Piper.
All right, you know what he's saying? I subscribe to the Tribune. Look at the smile on his face. Who the hell are you kidding? All right,
$5 million.
you gotta be kidding me.
I buy flags from Jerry's.
All right, guys, that's it for Wrestling Head to Head this week. We gotta leave. We'll see you next week,
Oh,
maybe.
my God.
Not with that guy, and the bear ain't gonna be here.
Hey, Len Kaplan is
Be there.
K-A-P-L-A-N. What's this K-A-C-A?
Wave goodbye, wave goodbye.
Oh, goodbye, goodbye.
So long, pool sharks. All the pool sharks.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Boy, was that horrible.
Are we through?
We're still on.
We are not on.